The era of woke in gaming is over. The era of slop, remakes, remasters has in fact begun. Now here, I've told you guys before, and we've talked about this ad nauseum last week, okay, the Oblivion remake ended up dropping and it's been a massive success. This weekend, it ended up going over 200,000 concurrent players and shows zero signs of slowing down. And hey, I guess if you like Oblivion, if you like the Elder Scrolls, you like those types of games, I guess it's good eating for you right now. Fantastic stuff, okay? I'm just way too cynical when it comes to this stuff because too many people are giving Bethesda and just rewriting history, okay? Because what was it, a couple of weeks ago, Todd Howard was getting a copious amount of hate. Now all of a sudden, oh my god, he's the savior of gaming. Oh, all of the woke stuff is gone, even though they're the ones who decided to put body types in there, but because Nexus mods had a brief moment, a brief salient thought to go, yeah, we should probably just go ahead and allow mods. Now you're giving Bethesda all of the credit for the shit that they brought to the forefront of this conversation a couple years back with Starfield. Now you're willing to just gloss over the good work of, Virtuous Studios, the guys who actually worked on this remaster, and then just simply give it to the idiot who told you that Fallout 76 just works and that's why it's so great. Like, I'm just... I would be despondent about gaming if I actually gave that much of a shit about anything new that is coming out, because honestly, when I see the slop pipe like this just open up and people, after just years and years of complaining, we don't want any of this stuff, no man, you need to just go ahead and stand up, you need to vote with your wallets, oh wait, it's something that I recognize, oh it's the stuff that I love, nom 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 nom, feed me, oh just, yeah, suck that green alien tit milk, you fucking hacks. God damn it, man, it pisses me off so much because we're never going to get anything new. It's just going to be remaster and remake. Same way Bethesda has been doing this shit before. How many different iterations of Skyrim can you go out there and get? Oh, but no, this is different because it's Oblivion. Maybe they'll do that for Morrowind. Cool, man. Don't look forward to the future. Continue to just languish in the past and then wonder why everything stopped being innovative years ago. But it really is so funny, right? Because the headline, and it's just, this headline is just echoed at many other places. I'm just simply using this as a point of reference. Oblivion Remastered shocks gaming industry and clearly shows modern message tropes in video games doesn't work. Body type 1 and 2. Now, I understand that the rest of the game, it has absolutely no bearing on it whatsoever. It's just simply there in the character creation, and that's the way that everybody is going ahead and explaining away them bending over and grabbing their ankles for the thing that they remember, while they're going ahead and telling you never support anything that's woke. They just, oh yeah, no, hey, it's a game that I remember. Sure, it's buggy, it's broken, and it crashed 3 or 4 times in your first game and you had to go ahead and give up on some characters. No, that's just that good old-fashioned Bethesda charm. Release a game that barely fucking functions and then just let the modders fix it, because that's the way that we need to support gaming. It makes me sick to my goddamn stomach, but hey, you got what you want. The numbers speak for themselves. Minecraft is fucking killing it at the theaters, and we're never gonna get anything fucking creative ever again. So goddamn wonderful. But for as much as I would just love to take a big old bottle of black pills, that's just not really my style. For as much as I can be absolutely vitriolic about the state of modern AAA industry, you can take a look at the indie space. You can take a look at the lower budget, lower stakes side of gaming and movies and television, and you can realize that there is some good that's out there, okay? There is some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, okay? And it's worth fighting for, because every once in a while, something that really does appeal to me, because as I was doing, because I heard the name. I stayed off social media this weekend, mostly because I was trying to do some research for some references that I know that I'm going to be making here over the next month or so, and oh boy, I binged some reviews thanks to 2 and 2.5 times speed on YouTube, okay? I binged a copious amount of Star Wars content, and holy fuck, maybe that explains just how absolutely incensed I am when it comes to entertainment, because what passes for entertainment for the masses? Holy shit! But anyways, in passing, I heard about Clair Obscura Expedition 33. there's a reason that I hadn't really heard about, or at least it doesn't ring any bell, because that's an atrocious name. I'm sure it makes sense in the context of the gameplay, and I'm sure it makes sense in the grander scheme of things. It's just, can we tighten that up just a little bit? But whatever. My favorite gaming franchise is Final Fantasy, and we're on what? We're heading into the 17th iteration. Not very final, is it? Oh, yuck. But yo, this is a game that came out to relatively soft aplomb, and it absolutely exploded over the weekend, okay? 121,000 concurrent players just on Steam alone. And also becomes a breakout hit as sales hit over 1 million copies in 3 days. That's not 1 million players. That's not a million interactions. That is 1 million copies sold. Where's that update from Assassin's Creed Shadows? What's that sales data on Avowed looking like? Oh, Dragon Age the Veilguard, 1.5 million interactions, huh? But you have a game that has a fraction of those marketing budgets selling 1 million copies. It's also turn-based. I gotta look at some gameplay on this one, because to be completely honest, I wasn't really looking forward to or really anticipating buying a game this year, full stop. Like, I got a gigantic back catalog. But if we got a turn-based RPG that's out there and that's really good, I mean, I could be convinced. Definitely be convinced. In a gaming landscape dominated by franchise reboots and remakes, and it's rare to see a brand new intellectual property not only survive, but thrive. Yet, that's exactly what Sandfall Interactive has achieved with the sales of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Just 3 days after launch, which I'm sure that they were probably very happy, because it does lead into the marketing, the game has already sold over 1 million copies, a feat made even more impressive considering its competition and the size of its development team. Yeah, interesting thing about that development team, I mean, you can take a look at the picture. That is not at all hyperbolic or an overstatement. Like, you take a look at just about every aggregate review site from Metacritic and alike, it's getting like 95 and above just about everywhere. I think on Metacritic it's like 98. It's absolutely insane how well this game has been received. And yeah, take a look at that dev team right there, and well, it really does lean into a lot of modern day tropes now, doesn't it? Yeah, because you see a bunch of people right there, and they look awfully passionate about games, and then there's 3 of them that probably work on the social media team. But what's also equally impressive, okay, yeah, 1 million copies sold in the first day. The studio comprised largely of former Ubisoft developers. I mean, that's interesting in and of itself, okay, because yeah, like I said before multiple times whenever we were talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was a big fan of Ubisoft, okay? There was a point in time where, yeah, whenever you'd see something on you'd see their badge on a game, it generally was a mark of some kind of quality. It could be anywhere between like a 7 or a 9. It would definitely be worth your time. But now you take a look at what they're releasing, but then you also realize, oh, that all the people that were making those good games, who were doing something genuinely unique for Ubisoft, yeah, they're all gone, okay? Arguably one of the more intriguing new game announcements from tonight's Xbox Games Showcase, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, is a new turn-based RPG from French studio Sandfall Entertainment, combining fantasy and belle epique art influences. You'll be leading the titular expedition to try to stop the mysterious paintress, and who's slowly wiping out the last remnants of humanity by painting numbers on a strange monolith, with each number killing off everyone who's that particular age. All right, then. And to be completely honest, I don't really want to hear anything more, because I kind of want to experience this one myself. This whole turn-based stuff, like, that's my bread and butter. Later, the team clarified the numbers in a follow-up message explaining the number includes units shipped to retailers and does not encompass our awesome Game Pass players. Thank you all. The sales success of Expedition 33 comes despite launching shortly after the surprise shadow drop of Oblivion Remastered, a highly anticipated release that many feared would overshadow its competitors. Hilarious. Avowed and its couple of simps that still remain are complaining about it being overshadowed because of, yes, Oblivion. And I'm sure it's also going to be the cope for a bunch of underperforming AAA disasters that otherwise would have been just shit games regardless. I'm sure that they'll probably wheel out whenever Rockstar unveils their release date for GTA 6, which is still supposed to come out later this year. It's hilarious how little information we know about that. That's a game that needs absolutely no press for it whatsoever. It's going to do huge numbers. It's kind of like something we'll be talking about tomorrow, okay, with the Switch 2, okay, Nintendo's little project, how all of their pre-orders and their pre-sales are just going absolutely bonkers. It's all sold out across the board. And then you take a look at the third-party markets that are out there, and methinks we have seen this pattern before, and I'm worried about I'm not really worried, I'm just more or less looking at the long-term prospects of that console, and yep, we have definitely seen this before, and not in the way that Nintendo wants you to go ahead and connect those dots, okay? They're hoping for another Switch, when in reality, this is really looking a lot like the Wii U, but I digress here for a second before we get a little bit too negative on the state of gaming. This game, Expedition 33, killing it right now. Universal acclaim, very likely to get Game of the Year nods, and you know, it's being made on like a AA budget. It's using what at one point in time was considered outdated mechanics, and the game is successful on the back of beautiful visuals, character models that don't look like ass. I can't speak to the writing or anything like that, haven't heard anything of it, but they don't look like they lost the battle in a Rock'em Sock'em Robot Ring. And then they also aren't on the side of, oh yeah, we don't really have that much, you know, unique gameplay going on, but hey, look, Eve has a big ass. It's not really going in that side of art direction either. So it's kind of an amalgamation of everything that I want the industry to be. I want it to be full of unique ideas, compelling gameplay, strong visuals, and worked on by a bunch of people actually look like they want to be in gaming and not use it as a means to pad their resume and get hired on by a different adult daycare. So shout out to Sandfall Games. You guys have an opportunity to do something fantastic, so hopefully you forge a new path moving forward and you're less like your future or your former employers, and you actually become the future of gaming. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.